So I was looking for someone that.
Let's get on with this.
This video production is sponsored by RD Sales and Service Limited. We service what others sell. For all mechanical repairs, trust our professionals. RD Sales and Service is a proud sponsor of the number 17 Super Truck and Sprint Car.
Return to our regular night of racing, which is your first Super Truck heat of the night. And starting on the pole in the Dynasty Bathrooms, Balkan & Sons, CJOB 68 number 1. This is George Balkan, outside out of Winger, Minnesota, in the Ford-powered number 30. This is racing veteran Lynn Luckin. Nice to have him with us here tonight at Red River Co-op Speedway. Inside of row number 2, driving the Enns brothers number 18 is Dustin Enns. Outside, a guy that has only lost one feature in 2013 here at Red River Co-op Speedway. He drives the Joey's Only Dynasty Bathrooms. Ivan's number 2, the driver is Jamie Vernaus. Inside row 3, Rene Paluco in the Gourmet Coffee 73P. And rounding out the field in the GW transmission, supposedly, oh, there he is in turn 3 and 4. Wayne Grosky in the 04. Wayne Grosky in the 04 starts outside of row number 3.
We're going to wait for Grosky. I got to tell you a quick story. I talked to Lynn Luckin earlier tonight down in the pit area, and of course, you likely remember the last time Lynn was here, he rolled his truck at Red River Co-op Speedway. I said, how did you make out? He said, nothing $5,000 couldn't fix. So they fixed it. They're back, and he is a great competitor, and we're going green.
Great racing action as Jamie Vernaus in the Dynasty Bathrooms number 2 pulls alongside the 30 of Luckin. Here comes Dustin Enns, a guy that's had a good year in the 18 truck. But the Emery Demolition number 2 back up to a familiar spot, and that is first place. Second spot, Lynn Luckin. Oh boy, getting a little sideways, but the 18 of Enns was there to stop his spin. So Dustin Enns rolls into the second spot. The Dynasty Bathrooms number 1 is third. That is George Balkan. And fourth now in the Ford is Lynn Luckin. Lynn looking a little loose in the Luckin Truck Division 30L. Obviously a little bit of a drier racetrack, so a little more like ice out there for the drivers. It is a little more slippery, and Luckin, as we said, was loose while he's around now in turn number 2, but gets rolling. We're under green. Dustin Enns with a slight right side body massage on the 18, sponsored by Enns Brothers. He's running second behind the number 2 of Jamie Vernaus. Wayne Grosky now loops it in turn 1 and 2. And he's trying to get it going with that Burt transmission, but not gonna work. Yellow flag comes out. Now, I don't know if he went around by himself, did the 04, so we're gonna find out from our track officials.
Don't forget that tonight's race day sponsor is Battlefield Rentals, and Battlefield Equipment Rentals is your Cat compact dealer for skid steers, mini excavators, work tools, telescopic forklifts, and compact track loaders. Please call 1-800-RENT-CAT for your nearest dealer.
All right, so we have 3 down. We have 5 remaining here in your first Super Truck heat of the evening. The Ambrosi Lighting and Electrical, Joey's Only Dynasty Bathrooms, Talbot Service number 2 is your early race leader. He started in the 4th starting position. His dad started this place back in 1973. Of course, Pete Vernaus, the founder of Red River Co-op Speedway. Winnipeg Speedway, of course, back then in 1973. But Jamie grew up out here and is living the dream now, driving that Dynasty Bathrooms number 2.
Well, our corner official over there in turns 3 and 4 just went up and picked up one of his wheel covers, either his or his partner, George Balkan's. Cone comes out. We go to a straight line restart. 5 laps are under. It is no Delaware start, just a single file style.
Well, fans, be sure to fill out an entry form at the 4 for Rent Montana's Cookhouse car at the front gate. You can win a free Ultimate Racing experience on Saturday, August 17th, right here at Red River Co-op Speedway. The draw will be just after intermission, so be sure to get down to the Montana's Cookhouse car and register to win. You could drive a race car on Saturday, August 17th. That's a pretty good opportunity, Pat.
Hey, not only that, you get some Montana ribs. Well, I mean, it kind of shows you where my priorities are, but That's a heck of a deal. That's a great gift for somebody, your boss or your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. It's a great deal.
Wayne Grosky gone from the race. A yellow gets you a black in the heat races. Jamie Vernous back to the point position with the 18 of Dustin Enns following. Third, George Balkin. Fourth, Rene Paluco. In the Gourmet Coffee, Emery Demolition A1 Environmental 73P. Mr. Excitement in the 73P. A rookie in the division in 2013. Done a real nice job so far in that Gourmet Coffee 73P. On the outside of Balkin goes Paluco, but can't quite make the pass.
Looks like there's some traction up there in the top of 1 and 2, but not so much down at this end.
Paluco parks his Gourmet Coffee Emery Demolition 73P on the bottom of the racetrack after almost getting by the 1 of Balkin, who has put down his window net, Pat, the number 1 on the front straightaway. So
rolls slowly towards the pits. He must
Yeah.
have some kind of problems. Paluco, you know that the sun shines from the west, and you'll see, of course, at the east end of the racetrack, turns 3 and 4 have got the sun on it all the time. If you look at turns 1 and 2, of course, the sun is not there, and that's why there's still a little dampness up around the top of the racetrack. So anyone that's running the high side in turn 1 and 2 has found some traction way up at the top. Unfortunately, that does not exist at the other end of the racetrack.
Well, Pat, we'd like to say hi to some of our employees here tonight. Phil and Brandon driving the white tow truck. Krista May and Michael in the push Jeep. And Andrew and Aaron are in the blue tow truck. Also, our firefighters, and it is firefighters night here. Kelly Rudnicki, Jared Madden, Marcel Kershane, and Brad Zimmerman.
Yeah, those guys deserve a big thank you. You know, we're sitting up here in shorts and golf shirts. Those guys are sitting down there in their gear ready to respond to whatever may come their way. And you know, Darren, you've been a race car driver of sorts for a long time.
You could describe it that way.
I couldn't resist. But anyway, you know that most drivers' biggest fear is fire. And we're very fortunate.
Mine apparently was winning.
Well, I think you did win some. Hey, don't pull on that. Anyways, you know, I think if you don't agree, most guys would, that most drivers, their worst fear is fire, and that's something we have covered here at Red River Co-op Speedway. That's a big deal because
It is.
The drivers want to know they're safe. You know, Wazota Sanctioning does a lot of things for the promoters. It does very little for the drivers, but I was also surprised to find out that Wazota, you'd think, would have a standard that a Wazota track needs to meet for fire and ambulance. They do not.
No.
So that's terrible everywhere else, but here we exceed that minimum standard, if there is none, and do a great job. And luckily, our guys don't need to go to work too often, but boy, we have what it takes. These firefighters are on the job, and our guys from Criticare EMS ready to go to battle anytime. So it's nice to know what the guys have, that sort of protection.
Well, you're right, Pat, and these guys need some special training, of course, because some of the race cars out here burn gasoline, race gas, or pump gas. Some of them burn methanol alcohol, which actually burns with a clear flame. So with that clear flame burning, it's often hard to see until a driver jumps out of a car and is kind of jumping around beside the car. So firefighters, of course, are trained.
This video production is sponsored by RD Sales and Service Limited. We service what others sell. For all mechanical repairs, trust our professionals. RD Sales and Service is a proud sponsor of the number 17 Super Truck and Sprint Car.
Thankless job, because when they're not required, you never see them. But the guys in the pits know they're there, I can tell you that. You know that from your days of racing. It's good to have them here, and it's a comforting. Everybody in the pits knows, between Criticare EMS and our fire team here, they are in good shape should the worst thing happen.
All right, so 3 trucks remain for 4 laps on the Pepsi board.
Okay, so there's 2 Chevys left and 1 Ford. What are you picking?
Chevys.
Well, that's a
I picked the Chevys if there was 3 Fords out there.
Yeah, I'm going to tell Lynn Lucken on you. He's going to come whoop you.
Here we go. Dustin Enns trying the low side of the racetrack, but the 2 of Vernous has exactly the same idea. Doing a great job blocking down there right against the tires. The Dynasty Bathrooms number 2 continues to lead. Dustin Enns and the Enns Brothers 18, also sponsored by Patura Seeds, is second. And third is Lynn Luckin, still very loose in the Luckin Truck Division 30.
Luckin Truckin', number 30.
That's right. Never thought of that. But I just don't think like you. Two to go now for your race leader, Jamie Vernaus. Well, the Enns Brothers 18 not letting the two away very much, but the two continues to lead. The white flag coming out now out of turn number 4. 1 to go for your leader. Dustin Enns is right there. Lots of pressure on the two of Jamie Vernaus as they hit into turn number 3 and 4. The 18 looks to the bottom of the racetrack. Vernaus trying to stay low, block through the tires, and checkered flag is out. And the Joey's Only Talbot Service number 2 is your winner. Jamie Vernaus narrowly edging out the 18 of Dustin Enns, who has been very close to Jamie Vernaus throughout the 2013 season, but Vernaus has been red hot, winning every feature in 2013 here, but one. That is an enormous winning percentage, Pat.
Yeah, that is tough to beat. It's almost unbelievable when you think of it, but we move on, and now we want to say thank you to our folks on Battlefield, but we also want to remind you that Battlefield Equipment Rentals, a cat rental store, rents and sells construction equipment to homeowners, commercial, industrial applications, and everything in between. Please call 1-800-RENT-CAT for your nearest location. More trucks. Oh, boy. Here we go, heat number 2. Lining up this way, starting on the pole, a rookie, the 22 truck is Danny Picton.
This video production is sponsored by RD Sales and Service Limited. We service what others sell. For all mechanical repairs, trust our professionals. RD Sales and Service is a proud sponsor of the number 17 Super Truck and Sprint Car.
Inside on row number 2, we're looking at the number 29. This is Shane Holden, a street stock racer, who also shares driving duties in the number 29 tonight. To his outside, another rookie, the 67, is Mark Zondag, a rookie in the 67 truck. And we're looking for Glenn Manning in the number 5, and Glenn is there, so who are we missing? The 67. Thank you, girls. 67 is missing. We're down to 4 trucks. All right, lined up and ready to go. Come on, girls, give her a cheer when she comes by here. 1 girl against 3 guys, all Chevys. So you Ford fans are, well, you're used to it. Just sit there quiet. Here we go. And Tavia Dorge is the early leader in the pink, number 17. Tavia Dorge is under attack. Glenn Manning in the number 5 is trying to get around, but boy, Tavia is doing a nice job. She moves over to block just a little bit. They are door to door in turn 4, side by side down the front straightaway. What a race. Not a lot of units, but what a great race. 2 laps into this one, Glenn Manning is your leader, but look at this, the 22 of Danik Picton, but found that traction we were talking about up at the top of turn numbers 1 and 2. Your leader is the Neil and Nix, number 5. That is Glenn Manning, who started 4th in this one, and he is your current leader. So Glenn Manning doing a nice job in the number 5 truck. Great race, like we mentioned, not that many trucks in this race, but a good race. Nonetheless, 2nd through 4th, very close. Tavia Dorge looks to the high side in turns 1 and 2, but doesn't quite go high enough to get to the traction up there. Glenn Manning continues to lead. The 29 of Shane Holden closes in to take and make a challenge for the number 1 spot.
Well, the 29 getting inside of the 5 now. Nice move by the 29. Shane Holden, oh boy, the 5 getting together with the 29 now. White flag is out, 1 to go.
Well, the 29 of Shane Holden started 3rd, slid back a few, but then recovered, and now he's grabbed a hold of the lead. Glenn Manning led a lot of it. Tavia Dorj, we got 4 trucks in this race, and 3 of them have led this race. What a great race, and here comes your leader. He'll be your winner. How about a big hand for him? Shane Holden in the number 29. Second goes to Glenn Manning in the truck number 5. Third to Tavia Dorj, and rounding out the field, the 22 of Danik Picton. Wow, great race. You know, the trucks have never had the biggest numbers over the years, but they have provided some of the best racing.
No doubt about that, Pat. Very competitive class, much like the Super Stocks. Well, Super Trucks, you look over the 2013 current point standings, it's Jamie Vernaus, no surprise about that, in the lead with 387 total points. Now back 23 is Glenn Manning. Back 36 from the leader, Tavia Dorj, so she is 3rd in overall points. George Balkin 4th in overall points, 49 back a leader, Jamie Vernaus. And Renee Paluco, Mr.